crisis with people who are getting into marriages for wrong reasons, number one. We have a crisis for people who are in marriages that are directionless. They don't have direction. Are we clear? So if your marriage does not have direction, chances of it collapsing are very high. Actually, many marriages are on autopilot. So if your marriage is on autopilot, it will naturally die, even if you do nothing wrong. Did you hear what I said? Even if you do nothing wrong, if your marriage is on autopilot, it will naturally die. At some point, you just discover that you are no longer husband and wife, but you are now roommates. There's so many people who are now married, but they are no longer a couple, they are roommates now. This spark is gone because they are not intentional. There are no objective in their marriage. There are no goals. They're just surviving. So we need to avoid putting our marriages on autopilot. I always say, have you not ever noticed that when the year starts, at the new year, we normally come up with the resolutions? Do you know that? We want to buy stairs. We want to build our house. We want to take our children to a nice boarding school. But hardly do we come up with the resolutions on how to become better couples. You just put the marriages on. But today, I want to challenge you couples. Every day of your life, you need to ask yourself, how can I be better to my husband? How can I be better to my wife? How can we make our marriage? What are objectives? That is what you call intentionality. Do you know there are people who are married, but the love is already gone? It says gone, long gone away. But no one will even if one, but they no longer have nyatsa kutaura. Nyatsa avo kubvunzana zvinhu kuti zviri pai. Masoko sangu ari pai. If they are driving together, they just talk about serious issues. Are you saying that the robot is red? Serious issues only. Because I was seen at the spark. It really doesn't. So I'm saying if your marriage is dying, maybe a wife, go back today, sit down, reflect. Come up with the objective. What type of a wife do I want to be to my husband? Number two, if you're a husband, ask yourself, what type of a husband do I want to be? What are my action points? How can I be better? What type of a father do I want to be to my children? Are we clear? So, point is intentionality. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's be intentional. About making happy marriages. I always tell people, have you noticed the effort that you put in your personal projects, your personal businesses? Have you ever noticed the effort that you put in making sure that you succeed in your business? That is the same effort that is needed in your marriage. Amen. For your own information, marriage is one of your main important projects. Are we clear? A happy marriage is a happy life. Are we clear? Yes. Let me go to point number 2. I'm trying to paraphrase. Do you know that so many people touch their phones more than they touch their spouses? So many people check on their phones more than they check their spouses. So they watch their screens more than they watch their spouses. So if you're not intentional, your phone screen can actually replace your spouse. Are we clear? So you have to be what? Point number 2, commitment. Unfortunately, people, love alone does not sustain a marriage. Are we clear? There are times when love might actually disappear and commitment should take over. I'm telling you the truth. There are times when we may not like each other for some reasons. But if you are committed to each other, you will say, no matter the circumstances, this person is making 1 or 2 mistakes, but I am committed. So divorce is not an option. Are we clear? So Ruth 1, verse 16. Ruth makes it very clear. Your people shall be mine. Where you go, I will. So So Ruth was very, very clear to say, even if she was going to have challenges with her mother-in-law, regardless of the circumstances, Ruth was determined to be with her mother-in-law Naomi. Are we clear? So be intentional. Be committed to your marriage. Are we clear? So if you are committed, you actually come up with the resolutions and the principles that can. So if you are a committed person, you tell yourself that no matter the circumstances, I will never cheat my wife. I will never cheat my husband. Have you ever heard people saying, I cheated on her because she had done 1, 2, 3 things? Have you ever heard such statements? But do you know those things? Cheating is a choice, for example, for your information. It's actually a choice. So marriages are products of choices. You can make a choice to love or not to love, and that's commitment. Are we clear? So make sure you decide to love each other. So if your marriage is failing, please, if your marriage is facing a rough patch, make sure you make a commitment to say no matter the circumstances, divorce is not a solution. There are so many marriages that are filled with threats. I'm saying, and more also not, if you're that person who's always threatening your spouse, you also expose yourself. Because Wamamburung is a chain. I will share. So what am I saying? Commitment, a husband and a wife must decide to love each other for lifetime. Marriage is not a contract, it's a covenant. Are we clear? So a contract is based on performance, but a covenant is actually an agreement for life. Regardless of how another person performs. Yes. Regardless of how your husband or wife performs, if you are committed, you realize that our marriage is not about performance. It's not about how my wife performs, but it's about a covenant with God. Are we clear? Yes. So whenever you're committed to each other, you will never allow the word divorce. Unfortunately, love alone, I think I've said this. So commitment, if you are committed to a marriage, you will prioritize it over anything else. So if you are committed to a marriage, it comes first. There are some people, singers, who may actually be more committed to the group than their marriage. That's a sin. I'm telling you the truth. You have to make sure that you're committed to your spouse, regardless of circumstances. Actually, it's your choice. So make sure you are committed to what? To your choice. And if you're committed, maybe let me just say this. If you're committed to your spouse, you also invest in your spouse. Are we clear? You invest in what? You do everything to ensure that your spouse is actually flourishing. Your spouse is doing whatever is expected of them. I always tell men are we here? Like, let me tell you, men. Hakuna mkazaka shata. It's how we invest in her should not determine appearance. I'm telling you the truth. Every woman was created by God in a very amazing way. No one can say was Ramarema. I want to one day, I want to think about my foot at Zora. Why am I not told what I took in a Makanda argument when I ran with it? About so make sure you are investing in your spouse. That is commitment. Are we clear? Forget man. Then I'll put point number 3. Spend time in self-examination. If your marriage is failing, make sure you do self-examination. If you are facing challenges in your marriage, if you read, I think it's in Matthew chapter 7, verse 3 to 5. We need this one. Matthew chapter 7, verse 3 to 5. Let's rush. Matthew chapter 7, verse 3 to 5. You know, I do a lot of couple counseling. And some of the things that I'm sharing with you, I'm actually sharing based on my experiences working with couples. Read it. Matthew 7, verse 3 to 5.
And why do you look?
Yes.
And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye?
You are looking at the speck in your brother's eye.
But do not consider the plank in your own eye.
But you do not consider the plank in your own what? Let me tell you, the problem why marriages are failing is not because your spouse is a very bad person, but it's because you have too much ego. You have too much arrogance. And you don't want to consider your own mistakes. I spend time talking to couples, and I've come to the realization that what is killing marriages is not because people are married to wrong people, but what is killing marriages is pride. So people don't want to see their own mistakes. Let me tell you couples that are here. If you're having a challenge with your husband or your wife, go and sit down. Have a conversation with yourself. To say, in this problem that we are facing, how have I contributed? What can I do differently? Perhaps it's the way you are communicating. Are we clear? Perhaps it's the tone that you are using to communicate that is leading to the challenges that you are facing. So, the challenge in the struggle in so many marriages is because people want to change the other person, but they don't want to change themselves. So, you know, akuna couple counseling inonetsa. Kudarika munhu arikuti I right. Every time I say, no, I'm right. Please talk to this one. Is he or she's the problem? Yeah, I'm okay, elder. And if you think you're always right in your marriage, chances are you're always wrong. Are we clear? So please, couples, marriage requires humility. Marriage requires people who recognize their own mistakes. Before you change your spouse, try changing yourself. Work your own demons and your weaknesses. So what is killing your marriage is not, perhaps of course the spouse may be contributing, but perhaps it's your pride, perhaps it's your arrogance, perhaps it's your lack of emotional intelligence, perhaps it's the way you're communicating, the tone that you're using to communicate to your husband or to your wife, perhaps it's contributing to some of the challenges that you are facing. Are we clear? So you need to accept and recognize that according to the Bible, we are all sinners. And no one is perfect. Are we clear? So please, have conversation with yourself. When you need to change your behavior, please change your behavior. And finally, in the event of conflicts, make sure you understand where the source of your problem is emanating from. Are we clear? I have realized that in so many instances, we spend time dealing with the wrong problems in marriages. Have you ever discovered that? You need to understand what really is causing our problems. Perhaps it's not because you're married to a monster or a wrong person, but maybe you're just different. I remember I opened this other couple. They were having challenges on how to discipline their children. That was the challenge. So their husband was saying, let's beat the children. And the wife was saying, of course we can beat, but it shouldn't be too harsh on them. For these children, they were, that one was in grade 7, that one was in grade 1. So they could come back from school, do some work when the parents were going to work. So the father felt that they were not doing enough. But the mother felt that, no, I think they are. The mother felt that they were trying. And what then happened? They clashed on how to discipline children. So the woman reached out to me, the wife. She was so frustrated. She said, the elder, my husband is not understanding. You want us just to beat the children for no apparent reason. And I said, you know what? Do you know that you all have good intentions? Only that you are different in approaches. Because both of you are focusing on having good children. You are focusing on disciplining your what? Your kids. But the problem is just that the approach that you want to use is the wrong. Maybe The husband has his own, you have your own. So what you need to know is, number one, your husband is not even your enemy. But just that the way you want things done is different. So you need to find a compromise. And she said, yeah, I think you're right. So they both love their kids. They want the best from their children. So sometimes what you think as conflicts may not be conflicts, but because we prefer doing things differently, based on how we raised our kid, based on our backgrounds, perhaps we prefer doing things differently. So your marriage may be failing not because of a wrong spouse, but because you prefer doing things what? Differently. So you need to find a way of compromising, finding each other, adjusting to each other. And my time is run out. Let me end here. May God bless you.
Amen.